Yes, children, so now it's time to learn the water cycle. Water cycle. Yes. So already we read that the movement of water or the continuous changing of water from one form to another, it is actually water cycle. And children, what is the main source of water? The main source of water is, yes, rain. Rain is the main source of water, isn't it? Yes. Rainwater is the main source of water. But how do we get the rain? Yes. So this rain, the water in the rivers, rivers, oceans, lakes, this water, here all waters are there. Water in the rivers, oceans, lakes, what happens? They get heated up because of the sun. Because of the sun. The sun is there. Yes, because of the sun. What happens? Here, water in the oceans, rivers, lakes, ponds, they all get heated up, and it changes into water vapor. Water in rivers, oceans, lakes, they get heated up because of the sun, and it changes into water vapor. Water vapor. This is actually called, this process is called evaporation. This is actually evaporation. Water in the rivers, oceans, lakes, they get heated by the heat of the sun or because of the sun and changes into water vapor. This changes into water vapor, and this process is evaporation. Then what happens, this water vapor rises up in the sky. It rises up in the sky. This water vapor rises up in the sky. Here it comes in contact with what? The cool air. Here this water vapor comes in contact with the cool air and forms tiny droplets of water. This water vapor rises up in the sky and it comes in contact with the cool air and form tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water join together to form clouds. And this process is actually called condensation. This is condensation. So evaporation, then condensation. Then what happens? On further cooling, when again it cools, what happens? This drops becomes bigger. Drops become bigger. Drops become bigger on further cooling. On further cooling, these drops become bigger, and what happens? When clouds become heavy, these clouds become heavy, and water is released in the form of rain. We get rain. Clouds, these droplets become bigger. So clouds become heavy and water is released in the form of rain. And this is actually precipitation. Precipitation. Okay? Yes, so here water, now the drops on further cooling becomes bigger, and when clouds become heavy, water is released in the form of rain, snow and hail. Yes, hail is a form of ice from the sky come down as rain. Snow, rain, yes. And this rainwater, this water again, it forms rivers, lakes, oceans, isn't it? Snow melts and rainwater, it gets collected in rivers, oceans, lakes and all. Then again what happens? It changes into water vapor by sun's heat, and the cycle continues. So that is actually water cycle. This changing of this water from land to air, then coming back to the land, this process continues. So this is actually water cycle. Now you understood what is water cycle? Yes. So the rain is the main source of water actually. Rain is the main source of water. Then the water in the rivers, oceans, lakes, all this water, they get heated up because of the sun, and they changes into water vapor. This is evaporation. This water vapor rises up in the sky. They comes in contact with the cool air and form tiny droplets, that is clouds. This is actually condensation. Then on further cooling, this drops gets bigger, and what happens? When the clouds become heavy, water is released in the form of rain, snow or hail. So this is actually precipitation then. So then after getting rain, it gets collected in rivers, it flows, or snow melts and goes back to river. Water, this rain gets collected in rivers, lakes, oceans. Snow also melts and form rivers. Then because of sun's heat, it changes into water vapor. Then this water vapor rises up, mixed with cool air, form clouds. Then again cooling, again rain. This is happening. This is actually process continues. So this evaporation, condensation, precipitation is continuing process. So this is actually the water cycle. Understood? Yes, so water cycle. The water cycle is a continuous cycle where water evaporates. So first evaporation, this is the first step. First evaporation is happening, travels into the air, and it travels into the air and becomes part of cloud. This is the second process. Then falls down to the earth as precipitation. This is the third step. And then evaporates again. This repeats again and again in a never-ending cycle. This process getting repeated and repeated. It never ends. Water keeps moving and changing from a solid to liquid, liquid to gas, over and over again. So this process is continuing. This process of changing water from land to the air, then coming back to the land again, this is continuing process. So this is actually water cycle. Only 2% of water available on earth is fit for drinking. See, only 2% of water is fit for drinking, it seems. So most of the earth contains water only, but only 2% of water is good for drinking, fit for drinking. So it is our duty to save water. Some places receive more precipitation than others do. Some places they receive more precipitation. There are some places they receive more precipitation, means rain. These areas are usually close to oceans or large bodies of water that allow more water to evaporate and form clouds. These areas are very near to the oceans. Because of that, or any other rivers and all, because of that, what is happening? Evaporation happens very fast. So rain will be there more. Other areas receive less precipitation. So often these areas are far from water or near mountains. The areas that are very far from oceans or water or near the mountains, what happens? They receive only less precipitation. As clouds move up and over mountains, the water vapor condenses to form precipitation. Yes, so this is actually water cycle. Hope you understood, children. So water cycle, once more I will tell you, water cycle is actually rain is the main source of water. Rainwater gets collected in rivers, oceans, lakes and all. So the water in the rivers, lakes, oceans, they get heated by sun and changes into water vapor. This is actually evaporation. Then water vapor rises up in the sky, comes in contact with cool air and forms tiny droplets of water. They are clouds actually. Tiny droplets join together to form clouds. This is condensation. Then on further cooling, this drops gets bigger. Then what happens? When the clouds become heavy, water is released in the form of rain, snow or hail, and this is actually precipitation. Then what happens? Rainwater and the snow melts and form rivers. Again, the rainwater gets collected in oceans, lakes and all. Again, it changes into water vapor. Then precipitation, condensation, precipitation and all. So this continuous movement of changing of water from land to the air, then coming back to the land. This is actually water cycle. Yes. Water scarcity means the lack of water. If sufficient water is not available to meet our needs, it is termed as water scarcity. So only 2% of water in the earth is fit for drinking. So if we are not getting sufficient water for drinking, then it is called water scarcity. Water scarcity. So there are some areas where availability of water is very less. Some of the major reasons behind water scarcity are population growth and food production. One reason for water not available properly, it is the population growth and food production, means agriculture. Then increasing construction, infrastructure development activities. When population is increasing, food production is also increasing. More population, they need more food. Demand for food increases. For food more means they wanted to produce more food. Agriculture means more water they need. Then increasing construction, all the people they need to stay in the they need house. So building, construction of building, clearing the forest, making buildings. So infrastructure development activities is increasing. Massive urbanization and industrialization throughout the country. Yes, urbanization means because of more population, massive urbanization means heat is increasing. Because of that, what is happening? Drought, condition of drought means the problem of no water. Water environment problems exist in most cities and towns because population is increasing there. People are they are populated more, thickly populated, and it resulted in a considerable rise in the standard of living of people, that is industrialization. Then climate change is happening and variability. Before we used to get correct seasons, they occurs in the correct months. The climate change was not there before, but now climate change, difference in climate. Because of the human activities, depleting of natural resources due to changing climate conditions, depletion of natural resources means natural resources, our mining, water usage, these all are natural resources. Consumption of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels means coal, petrol, natural gas, they are all fossil fuels. More demand for that all things when population is increasing. When population is increasing, people are more, so demand for food is more, demand for buildings more, demand for development is more, climate change is more because of deforestation and because of demand for fossil fuels, water, everything is more. What is happening? Depletion of natural resources. Yes, and changing climate is changing because of people are cutting the trees more, clearing the forest, making land to construct buildings and all. Because of that, climate is getting changed. So these are the main reasons for water scarcity. Water availability less. Sufficient water is not available in most part of the areas because of these reasons. Yes. Yes, so the water scarcity is one of the most problem many people are facing nearby every areas in our country. Because of what? Because of increase in population. Population growth is more, then demand for food production is more. We need to make more food, more agriculture. So they need more water, irrigation facility more, they need to prepare food. Farmers, they need more water facility then because of the population, to meet the population demand growth. Then because of population growth, what is happening? They need buildings to live. So the people are constructing more houses, more buildings, clearing the forest, that is deforestation. Because of all these problems, climatic change is happening. We are not getting correct climate every year that we used to get monsoon. So farmers also always used to depend monsoon to get rain, then only the agriculture to grow crops and all. But nowadays, because of climate change, sometimes lack of rain is happening. Yes, so because of no rain, water availability, water scarcity is happening. Okay, yes, and rainfall is a major source of water. India receives most of its water from southwest monsoon, which is the most important feature controlling the Indian climate. Yes, there is the most source of water, and also it's a main important feature that controls the Indian climate. Everyone depends on this monsoon. Yes, there is about 75% of annual rainfall received during a short span of 4 months between June to September. 75% of annual rainfall is received during this monsoon season. If you are not getting that, then you can imagine how much water scarcity will be there. Water won't available then if we are not receiving this monsoon properly. So because of climate change, of all these human activities, because of this climate change, what is happening? We are not getting sufficient rain, then water problem arise. Tips to save water. Now it's our duty to save water. So what are the tips to save water? Avoid leakage of water from the taps. Yes, see in your house, whether in washroom or somewhere else, on the wash basin, any water tap is leaking or not. If there is leakage, then immediately call a plumber, or you have to stop the leaking of taps. Turn the tap off when not in use, especially when you brush your teeth or wash clothes. When you are washing clothes, when you are brushing your teeth, don't open the tap unnecessarily. When it is necessary, that time you open. Otherwise, you just off the tap and do the work. Check the leakage of water in the toilets. As in washrooms and all, you have to check the leakage of taps. Don't allow any tap in your house to get leak, because drops of water, it forms floods. So drops of water means that means we are wasting the water. If there is leakage, we have to repair it soon. We repair the tap. Do not leave the tap running while washing the dishes in the kitchen. In the kitchen, mostly what we used to do means we open the tap and we'll be washing or cleaning the dishes. Off the tap, then apply the soap and whatever, using liquid or using soap, we clean the dish. No, you have to do that, then you have to open the tap and clean. So do not leave tap running while washing the dishes. Use minimum amount of water to bath. Yes, when you bath, don't take a big shower and all. Yes, use a bucket of water, then wash, then bath. You can save much amount of water there. Never throw the water unnecessary on roads, which can be used for gardening and cleaning. Yes, simply don't throw water on the roads. Water that you used for washing the clothes and all, that you can use for watering the plants. Yes, so do not waste water unnecessarily. So these are the tips to save water. So it is our duty to conserve, to protect or save water. Water usage. You should control your water usage. You have to save it for the next generation also. Benefits to conserve water. Why we need to conserve water? Conserving water is very important. Why? It keeps all water actually pure. It keeps the water pure and clean while protecting the environment, and we can protect the environment by conserving the water. It keeps the water clean, pure. Whenever we are washing the clothes or cleaning time and all, we are throwing water on the ground, on the roads, and what is happening? This impure water, dirty water it is going down deep into the underground we have water also, just making that water dirty actually. Yes, so when we are conserving water, that means we are keeping the water pure and clean, thereby protecting the environment. So it is very important to conserve water. And conserving water means use our water supply wisely. The water usage, you should use it wisely and judicially, we say, or take responsible for that, keeping the water supply safe and pure. It will protect the water for the generation to come. Yes, so if you save water, it can save your money bills. Save water, save money bills. If you are using more water, then you have to pay more for water bills. So if you are saving water, you can save money bills. Reduction in interior water use cuts wastewater flows, especially overflowing of gutters, which contaminates the environment. If gutters, a channel at the side of the road, you can see gutters where water flows. Gutters, it is actually channel we can see at the side of the road, middle of the road, street, and also leading off the surface of water. So what is happening when it is leaking or opens, this wastewater mixes with the other water and contaminates the environment, the surroundings that we live. Overflowing of gutters, it contaminates the environment. Then environment benefits include ecosystem and habitat protection. Ecosystem means what? Group of living organisms that live in, interact with each other in an environment and they are living. That is ecosystem, plants, animals, everyone includes the ecosystem. Habitat is a natural home of plants and animals. So environment benefits include this ecosystem and habitat. We need to conserve the water, means we are protecting the environment, thereby protecting the habitat and the ecosystem where all the living organisms are living. Water conservation helps in improving the quality of your drinking water. When we are conserving water, we are improving the quality of the drinking water. Yes, preservation. Conserving water means preservation, control, and development of water resources. Actually, both surface and groundwater, and prevention of pollution we are doing by conserving the water. Don't pollute the water by washing near the rivers or ponds and making in this bath of the cattle and all, and dumping the idols during festivals, and dumping the wastes in the water, wastes from factories, industries directly going to the rivers and polluting the river. This we should not allow. We should not pollute water like this. So conserving water means we should not pollute the water. We should not contaminate the water. We should conserve it, protect it, preserve it, control it. Both the surface water and also the underground water. Whenever we are wasting the water, when we are making the water pollute, at the same time our underground water is also getting contaminated. So it is very important that we should conserve water, not only for our benefits. We can drink quality water if you are conserving. At the same time, we have to save water for the future generation. So to conserve water means to preserve, to protect water. At the same time, environmental benefits such as ecosystem and habitat protection is also includes in that. Yes, so it is duty of each and everyone to conserve water, to save water for the future. Water is very important. If water availability is less, then it will be very difficult for us to live here. Only 2% of water is fit for drinking on the earth. So we have to, it is very less. So water is a limited resource. Quantity is very limited. So we need to control the usage of water. We have to protect, or we have to save water. Control water usage. Yes. So children, we have completed the lesson. Hope you enjoyed the lesson well. So water is life. That is our lesson name, isn't it? Water is life. So what did you understand from this lesson, children? Water is life. That you understood, isn't it? Yes. Water is very important substance in our life, because water is life. Without water, life is not possible. Where there is water, life is there. So another word of water is actually life. So we have to drink clean water, we have to boil the water and drink, or we have to filter the water and drink. In order for our body to function properly, from brain to leg, whatever, to the body to function properly, we should drink good water, clean water, and our body also should contain enough water. Brain should contain enough water, muscles should contain water, blood has water, everything has water. Then that's the reason our bodies function good. Water helps us in maintaining the body temperature. It helps us to remove the waste from the body. It helps us in digestion. Yes, so apart from drinking, we need water for washing, cleaning, cooking and all. Yes. Then water exists in three forms: solid, liquid and gas, that you learned. Solid is ice, then liquid is water, water vapor is gaseous form or gas, isn't it? Yes. So water exists in these three forms. So if we put ice cubes in the glass tumbler, we can see after several minutes droplets outside the glass. That is in the liquid form. Physically we are seeing it, because water present in the air as gas comes in contact with this ice jar, sides of the jar, and changes into liquid. Yes, and this process is condensation. It is the opposite of evaporation actually. Yes. Then liquid water, you know, that the water which we use every time for drinking, washing, cleaning and all. Water as a gas means water vapor. When we boil the water, heat the water, we can see water is changing into water vapor. Yes, then we learned about water cycle. It's very important. The continuous movement of water, changing of water from one form to another. It is water cycle. Rain is the main source of water. Rainwater gets collected in rivers, oceans, seas, lakes and all. And the water in rivers, lakes and all oceans, it gets heated up by sun and changes into water vapor. This is evaporation. And this water vapor rises up in the sky and comes in contact with the cool air and forms tiny droplets. These tiny droplets join together to form clouds, and this is condensation. On further cooling, the drops gets bigger. When the clouds gets heavy, water is released in the form of rain, snow and hail, and this is precipitation. So then again, what is happening? This rain water gets collected in rivers, oceans, seas. Then again it gets heated up, then changes into water vapor, then to clouds, then rain. So this process is continuing. So this movement of water from land to air, then coming back to the land, this is continuing, and this is actually the water cycle. Yes, evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Yes, so some areas receive more precipitation, the areas which near to the oceans, or some areas which are far away from water, they receive less precipitation. And there are many areas that are facing water problem, water scarcity. The problem they are facing because of a population growth. Population is more, so food production more, agriculture more, then infrastructure development means the construction of buildings, everything is getting more. Clearing of forest is getting increased because for clearing land and making the building and all. Yes, so urbanization, massive urbanization. So these are the main problems of water scarcity. So it's our duty to save water, conserve water. So we have to save water, conserve water. We have to save water for the future generation. It is our duty to save water. Yes. So it's time to recall. Water is the wonderful gift given to us by nature. It is a wonderful gift of nature. It's a precious gift of nature. We need water to live. Without water we cannot live. About 70% of our body is water. 70% of our body is water only. Water has three forms: solid, liquid and gas. The change of water into water vapor, it is called evaporation. Okay. Children, so we have completed the lesson. Now it's time for you to read the lesson. So children, please read the lesson as many times as possible. Water is life, that lesson you read, and if you are reading, children, it improves your reading skill. It will be easy for you to do the exercise. So read the lesson, okay?